What's going on, guys? Healy here. Today we are going to be talking about division series in the American League. This first matchup is the Cleveland Indians versus the Houston Astros. Unlike the National League, these teams actually had days off. There's no play-in games. These teams sat comfortably in their divisions, and they didn't have to worry about anything at the end of the year, so they should be well rested. Houston and Cleveland faced off 7 times on the year. Houston won 4 of the 7. The run differential for both teams, though, 45 runs to 29. Now, that doesn't necessarily matter because of like blowouts and stuff, but it shows that Houston did rough up Cleveland pretty good. They did play, I believe, all 7 of their games in May. Yeah, they played them all in May. So time has passed. It doesn't necessarily matter. Cleveland has a beastly infield now with Josh Donaldson, Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez. I think Yonder Alonso is going to play first base for them. I was going to group in Edwin Encarnacion, but I forgot he DHs now. But still, those 4 guys alone, beastly hitters, they are going to cause some trouble, especially Josh Donaldson. Only had 60 plate appearances on the year, batted .280, 3 homers. It could be scary if he does play really well in the playoffs. And the outfield for the Indians is just all right. I don't think it's anything too special, but we will see in what happens in this series. Michael Brantley had a good year, 309, 17 homers, but other 2 guys that play in the outfield, I think it's the weak spot of their team. They have Corey Kluber on the mound, Mike Clevenger, Carrasco, Trevor Bauer. They're the first team in MLB history to have 4 guys in the rotation that had 200 or more strikeouts in a year. That's insane. They're starting pitching absolutely insane. They're going to have Andrew Miller come out of the pen. They still have Cody Allen, Dan Otero. Oh, just all right past the rotation. The Houston Astros, they have pretty much the same team as last year, and that's good. That is great news. When you have Gurriel, Altuve, Correa, Bregman, Marwin Gonzalez, you have Josh Reddick still, Evan Gattis, George Springer, Tony Kemp, who's all right, decent. The rotation for the Houston Astros this year was unbelievable with Verlander, Keuchel, Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, Lance McCullers. They're only going to need 4 of those guys for the playoffs. They could use a 5th maybe if some games get tough, but one of these guys will probably move to a bullpen role. It'll be interesting to see what one does. In the pen, they do have Rondon, McHugh, Peacock, Harris, Joe Smith. They picked up Roberto Osuna at the trade deadline. They still have Tony Sipp, who pitched well in 54 games, 38 innings, 1.86 ERA. Chris Davinsky, if they need him. Something I did notice is I looked at the Houston Astros and Cleveland Indians records against teams that are in the playoffs for the American League. So how the Astros did against Cleveland, the Yankees, Red Sox, and the Athletics. Now the Indians did against the Astros, Red Sox, Yankees, and Athletics. The Astros went 22-18, while the Indians went 11-16. So the Indians struggled against teams in the playoffs this year. Just wanted to make that note before I say what's going to happen. My prediction is the Houston Astros are going to win this series pretty easily. I'm even going to go 3-0. After looking at the rotation, for the Indians, they might take a game, but I don't know. I feel like Houston Astros are just too strong over the Indians this year. The Indians played in a pretty weak American League Central, and they didn't have to worry about the playoffs too much all year. And yeah, 3-0. My predictions, it could go 3-1. Cleveland, like I said, could steal a game, but I don't really see this series going 5. I did do a simulation on Out of the Park Baseball, simulated this series 10,000 times, and it had Houston winning almost 55% of the time. They hit better, average-wise, home run-wise. The ERA was lower. They walked a little more. They struck out way more. And the defense was the same. So, yeah, 55% still pretty close. Somewhat even series in the simulation. But let me know what you guys think this series is going to end up being, who advances on, and who the key player is going to be for the winning team. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe down below. This is Healy, and I am out. Peace.